And so how can you change that ratio of 1 to 25 or 1 to 40, which is common in the American diet? Well, if we look at the sources of omega-3s and omega-6s in the diet, you will see just a natural trend in what has naturally increased and what has decreased. So your high omega-3 foods are going to be like your cold water fish, salmon, halibut, sardines, anchovies, all the good fish, right? Those are going to be all really high in omega-3 fatty acids. And then you have plant-based sources too. So flax seeds, chia seeds, purslane, walnuts, these are all really good sources of plant-based omega-3s. Also a really good source of omega-3 fatty acids is grass-fed and grass-finished meats. And so this attention to kind of farm to table, this movement of farm to table and really looking at animal quality of life and quality meats has really brought back that diets used to be high in this kind of form of meat. So grass-fed, grass-finished animals, whether you're talking about butter or cheese or the meat product itself, is also another good source of omega-3 fatty acids. On the other side, if you look at omega-6 fatty acids, that's going to be any of your vegetable-based oils. So for example, soy oil, corn oil, peanut oil, all of these are really high in omega-6 fatty acids. Most of our nuts have a fair amount of omega-6s in them as well. And so most of our packaged foods have a significant amount of omega-6s in them. Anything with sunflower oil, safflower oil, there's a lot of omega-6s in there. So if you look at a traditional American diet or standard American diet now, it's mostly composed of a lot of packaged foods, and those packaged foods are really high in those oils, and therefore you can get that skewing. Also now we're taking in a majority of grain-fed meats and eggs as well. And so that natural balance that was in those traditional foods has now been skewed, therefore it's skewing our own fatty acid balance in our body. So a way to kind of reverse that and to really take into account that balance in our diet is to try to focus on the foods that do contain natural omega-3 fatty acids and consciously decrease the ones that have omega-6. And so one of the biggest things individuals can do is just to eliminate processed food in the diet. Eliminating chips and crackers and cereals, prepared salad dressings, all of these are very high sources of omega-6s. By eliminating those, you're eliminating a huge source too. And then again, quality meats, so by purchasing grass-fed or pasture-raised meats, that's also going to eliminate a huge source of omega-6s in the diets as well. So often recommending 1 to 2 servings of cold water fish per week in the diet. Of course, there's some concern with contamination with other environmental pollutants with fish, and so the Environmental Working Group has a really fantastic list of safe fish to consume and not, but generally speaking, wild salmon is on that safe list. So that's a good source across the board. Increasing walnuts in the diet is a great nut that is a good source of omega-3 fatty acids is helpful, and adding in seeds to the diet. So the chia seed, flax seed, and hemp seeds are also fantastic sources as well.